Good day, everyone. Good day, sir. Computer programming. Why programming? You may already have used software, perhaps for word processing or spreadsheets to solve problems. Perhaps now you are curious to learn how programmers write software. A program is a set of step-by-step instructions that directs the computer to do the task you want it to do and produce the results you want. What programmers do? Programmers do. In general, the programmer's job is to convert problem solutions into instructions for the computer. That is, the computer prepares the instructions of a computer program and run those instructions on a computer. Test the program to see if it is working properly and makes corrections to the program. The programmer also writes a report on the program. These activities are all done for the purpose of helping a user fill a need, such as paying employees, billing customers, or admitting students to college. The programming activities just described could be done, perhaps as solo activities. But a programmer typically interacts with a variety of people. For example, if a program is part of a system of several programs, the programmer coordinates with other programmers to make sure that the programs fit together well. If you were a programmer, you might also have coordination meetings with the users, managers, systems analysts, and with peers who evaluate your work just you evaluate theirs. So there are five programming process. First is defining, planning, third is coding, fourth is testing, and lastly is documenting. So defining, suppose that as a programmer you are contacted because your service are needed. You meet with the users from the client organization to analyze the problem, or you meet with system analyst who outlines the project. Specifically, the task of defining the problem consists of identifying what it is you know and what is you want to obtain. Eventually, you produce a written agreement that, among other things, specifies the kind of input, processing, and output required. This is not a simple process. So next is planning the solution. Two common ways of planning the solution to a problem are to draw a flow chart and to write pseudocode, or possibly both. Essentially, a flowchart is a pictorial representation of a step-by-step solution to a problem. It consists of arrows representing the direction the program takes and boxes and other symbols representing actions. It is a map of what your program is going to do and how it is going to do it. Pseudocode is an English-like non-standard language that lets you state your solution with more precision than is required with using a formal programming language. It permits you to focus on the program logic without having to be concerned just yet about the precise syntax of a particular programming language. However, it is not executable on the computer. Next is coding the program. As the programmer, your next step is to code the program that is to express your solution in a programming language. You will translate the logic from the flowchart or pseudocode or some other tool to a programming language is a set of rules that provides a way of instructing the computer what operations to perform. So there are many programming languages, which is BASIC, COBOL, Pascal, Fortran, and C. And next is testing the program. Some experts insist that a well-designed program can be written correctly the first time. In fact, they assert that there are mathematical ways to prove that a program is correct. However, the imperfections of the world are still with us. So must programmers get used to the idea that their newly written programs probably have a few errors. This is a bit discouraging at first, since programmers tend to be precise, careful, detail oriented people who take pride in their work. Still, there are many opportunities to introduce mistakes into programs, and you, just as those who have gone before you, will probably find several of them. Eventually, after coding the program, you must prepare to test it on the computer. So there are steps that involves these phases. First is desk checking, translating, and lastly debugging. So that is all for the programming process.